Take a look at this. That's the latest addition to the Bear Pantry show. I bought a little portable lamp that goes on the camera because we want to start doing some traveling with the show. And actually, I'm taping the opening segment today on a Thursday rather than on a Sunday like I usually do, because this coming weekend is Labor Day weekend 2012, and we're going to take the show on the road for the very first time. We're going to be leaving from California where we live, Joe, the children, and I, and we're going to go to Utah to surprise my cousin Megan. She's always wanted to be on the show, and so we decided this would be something fun to do, and hopefully if we pull off the surprise, she'll be gracious enough to show us how to make one of her wonderful desserts. Now, the only person who knows that we're coming to Utah is Megan's mom. So we're actually just been planning and plotting, and it's been so exciting getting ready for this trip. So hopefully in a couple of days, when I pick up recording again, we would have already pulled off the surprise and be in Megan's kitchen making the dish for our next video. I'll see you guys in a couple of days, okay? So we arrived from our trip safely. We came from California to Utah to visit my cousin Megan. This is Megan right here. She's one of my subscribers and one of my faithful viewers to the show. And she's always saying, when can I be on the Bear Pantry show? And so she couldn't make it down to California, so we decided to take a break off from work, because you guys know that we're self-employed. And we brought the whole family out to visit Megan and her mom, which is my aunt. She was married to Uncle Les. You know, you guys hear me talk about my Uncle Les all the time. This is Uncle Les's one and only daughter. He's got a bunch of sons, but one and only daughter. And later on, we're going to introduce Megan's daughter, Giselle. But right now, I wanted to introduce Megan. I'm going to say Jada. You guys know Jada is my daughter. This is my sweet cousin, Megan. Say hi, Megan.
Hello, everybody.
So the surprise worked well, by the way. It didn't go off the way we wanted to, but she didn't figure it out. She went to a party. Her mom got her out the door to go to a party when we arrived, and we were getting ready to go to that party to surprise her, and she came back home from Melon Baller. Of all things, a stupid Melon Baller. And anyway, she drove up to the driveway, and she was just like, and so I'll see if I can't edit a video to put it at Bear Pantry Talk for you guys to see the trip and Megan's surprise, okay? But in the meantime, she's going to teach us how to make peach cobbler, because in Utah, they have a huge celebration at this time of the year. It's actually next weekend where they're going to shut the whole city down, have a parade, and it's the peach harvest time here. So we're going to do peach cobbler. Ready?
Ready.
So to start making the peach cobbler, we're going to need peaches, and these peaches are fresh, straight off the tree. We just stopped and got it from a roadside stand yesterday. And we're going to use salt, baking powder, butter, and what else, Megan?
We need flour.
Okay.
We need sugar.
Sugar, that's what's in these bins.
And brown sugar.
And brown sugar. Ooh, I think that's going to be pretty good.
And
sugar.
we also need some cinnamon.
Cinnamon, awesome. Okay, so let's get started.
Okay, so here are our Brigham City peaches, and I went ahead and I peeled and sliced about 5 or 6 of them, and that's what's in this bowl right here. And in this bowl, I've got my ingredients of my 1 cup flour, my 1 cup sugar, a tablespoon of baking powder, and about just a pinch of salt. And then I'm going to add to that 3/4 cup of milk, and this is going to be the base of my cobbler. I'm going to mix this up until it's nice and smooth. And I've also got some brown sugar here and cinnamon, and these are going to be for my topping, so we're going to use those a little bit later. And that is about good. It's nice and smooth now.
That looks pretty good, Megan.
It's going to be delicious. Okay, and then we're going to set this aside, and then we go to our cast iron skillet. Okay, so here's my cast iron skillet, and I think that this is key to making this cobbler because it just doesn't taste, it tastes so much better in the skillet than it does in a regular Pyrex pan. So I'm going to turn this on, and I've got my 1 stick of butter that I'm going to open, and I'm going to let this butter melt in my cast iron skillet, and you want it to brown. So that's going to take a couple of minutes.
And as you guys can see, my stove is gas range, but Megan's stove is electric, and she has it like right between low and medium. She doesn't want the butter to burn.
Yes. Don't want it to burn. Keep an eye on it. As it starts to melt, we'll start mixing it, and then we just wanted to get it nice and brown. Not too brown because butter burns, so you have to keep an eye on it.
I wanted to show you guys a view of the kitchen. It's a nice little homey type kitchen that Megan and Kathy has right here. As our butter browns on the stove. So, look at my pro. I mean, she acts like she's been doing the show forever. We're gonna have to start taking the show on the road a little bit more with the different viewers and go into their kitchen and cook their specialties. And here's our other ingredients. And we actually have Joe outside doing a barbecue because we're having a lot of family come over today to come celebrate with us on our little visit. It's nice to go where you're loved and wanted. While our butter melts, it's been about 3 minutes and Megan's just like really keeping a good eye on this butter so it doesn't burn. She's already preheated the oven on 375 because the peach cobbler is actually going to bake in this cast iron skillet in the oven after she does all the preparation on the stovetop.
I'm just spreading the butter out because I like to make sure it gets evenly coated on the side so that when it does bake, it will come out of the pan easily and the butter will be distributed evenly.
Hey, that's a neat little trick right there. I like that.
Alright, I've turned my butter up to about a 4. Still a medium-low heat, just to get it boiling, and I'm really keeping an eye and stirring it the entire time to really get that brown butter happening.
What's the next ingredients that's going to go in this?
We're going to take the mixture that we mix in the silver bowl,
the batter,
the flour and sugar, and we're going to add all of that to this as soon as we get our butter nice and browned. Okay, my butter is nice and brown. You can see the difference. And I've turned my stove off, and now I'm going to take my batter and I'm just going to add that right to my delicious butter. I'm just scraping the bowl out and get all of the batter out.
So it's looking pretty much like a pancake, right?
Yeah, kind of a little bit like a pancake. And then after we get all of that out, we add our peaches. So here are my peaches, and I'm just gonna, there's no real art form, just kind of put them all over, scattered in my pan.
So you kind of slice them like the way you would do with apples for apple pie then, right?
Yes. And however many peaches is to your discretion. So you can add a little. We like a lot in our house, so we're gonna add a lot because we want a bite of peach.
All right.
In every mouthful.
So we did about 5 or 6 of those huge peaches that you saw that we had on the counter when we first started. Let's see if we're gonna need the whole lot.
Might save some for Giselle to eat.
Giselle, by the way, is Megan's little 4-year-old daughter, and we're going to introduce her in a little while. She's chomping at the bit to get on camera with us.
Alright, then we've got our brown sugar, and this is a cup of brown sugar, and we're just going to sprinkle that on top, all over our yummy cobbler. And there's no art form to this either, just I like mine covered every square inch.
It's starting to smell good already, Megan.
And then after we get our brown sugar in, we're going to top with some cinnamon. And I'd probably say maybe a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
Just on top.
This dessert can use nutmeg too?
You probably could, but I think.
But you don't normally do it?
Yeah, I normally just use cinnamon. And then we're going to put that in the oven. And I set the timer ready to bake for 40 minutes.
On 375, right?
375.
Okay, so let's get it in the oven.
I'm going to grab a hot pad because that skillet handle can get pretty hot. Into the oven.
All right, so that is so cool. So we want to bring Giselle in here to say hi?
Yes.
Giselle, would you come say hi?
Giselle?
That's Jada hiding.
Hello. Come on, babe.
That's Giselle.
Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Thanks, baby.
I'm watching SpongeBob.
All right. So while we wait for that to cook, let me go outside with the camera and see what Joe's doing outside on our little vacation. Hi, Maggie.
I spent
This is my Uncle Les's dog. She was like 2 years old when my Uncle Les passed. Megan went all the way to Texas to bring her back. It's been 10 years later, and Maggie is just fat. Look. We say she's fluffy. This is Megan chilling while we cook for the Bear Pantry show. Joe's doing a barbecue all the way back there. And this is my Aunt Kathy. You guys hear enough about these characters, now you see what they look like. That's Megan's other daughter, Molly. And we're gonna have family over today for a barbecue, all because we're in town. Oh look, in Megan's kitchen they already have the name of my show, Pantry. Alright, so it's time. It's been about 40 minutes.
It's been about 40 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the clock. We've got like 10 seconds left. And this is our finished product of our delicious homemade peach cobbler in a cast iron skillet.
Wow. Look at it bubbling.
And you just want to let it cool for about 10 minutes. It's best served hot though. And it's really good if you serve it with some vanilla ice cream.
Alright.
It just melts all over the cobbler.
We're gonna come back in like 10 minutes to taste this. In the meantime, I want to show you guys that Megan's actually making another cobbler, but she's not using the cast iron skillet. She's using a Pyrex dish. And she doesn't really want to promote this one because she says it's best in that cast iron skillet. But I'm just giving you guys options. If you don't have that skillet, you can also do it in a Pyrex dish. And she put the batter on the bottom, the peaches, and then the brown sugar, just like she did with the what did you put any butter this time?
I've got butter on the bottom as well.
Okay, she's got melted butter on the bottom, the batter, the peaches, and then the brown sugar on the top, and she's gonna bake it for how long? About the same length?
Same amount of time, about 40 minutes.
All right. So we've got a lot of activity going on today, but I'm glad Megan was able to do this show with us. But we're going to come back in 10 minutes. We're going to taste the one from the cast iron skillet, and I'll let you guys know how it tastes.
Okay, so here is the finished peach cobbler, and I'm going to cut Barbara a piece so she can try it and tell you all what it tastes like.
Ooh, and it's hot and gooey.
Mm-hmm.
So the top part has the brown sugar, huh?
Uh-huh.
How did the batter get on the top?
It just kind of
It
rises.
floated?
I think
Okay.
the butter has something to do with it on the bottom. It just...
Okay, let me blow because it's hot.
What do you think?
Josh, you'd like this. Mmm.
It's really, really good with ice cream.
Oh my God. It's good and it's warm still. This is awesome. And you know what? I don't really like peaches, but because of the brown sugar and the batter and everything, this is such an awesome, awesome dessert. So Megan, were you really, really, really surprised?
I was very, very, very surprised. I had no idea.
Well, I'm glad you didn't punch us in the nose because we really kind of strung her along every step of the way. I was texting her on our 11-hour journey telling her that I'm sending her a care package, and she really believed that stuff was just going to come in the mail.
I did.
So I'm so glad that she was gracious enough to show us how to make her awesome peach cobbler. And I hope you guys try this recipe and tell me how you like it, because we're going to be doing some more of this as time goes by, as our schedule permits. We're going to go different places. Maybe not this far right away, but we're going to go different places and try different people's recipes, okay? Want to have the last word?
The peach cobbler, you can make it with, if you don't have the fresh peaches, canned works great, or even frozen, mixed berry, anything you want to put in it. It's a really versatile peach cobbler, so I hope you guys enjoy it.
And as I always say, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Megan's a subscriber. Thank you for sharing it with your friends and family. And thank you for picking up the book. Until I see you guys again, take care and have a safe Labor Day. If you're, in America and celebrating Labor Day this weekend, have a safe Labor Day.